a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the show. Thank you so much for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Jay Smith, the Snoop Dogg in the house. Snoop Inspections, A Snoop Inspections, that is, coming up here in just a moment. We're going to talk about the real estate industry, Pinellas County stats, 4-point inspections, and more. Also, Alex Black Belt Lima in studio as well. We're talking about the June 20, that is Thursday, June 20, we have our event. It is our third Thursday event. Always a good time, Alex.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. The last one, we've done a couple over at Brio. We did the one over at Ours Creole. Both awesome restaurants and great guys, good vibe. But Brio's here close to home, man. So let's go check out the home team.
Yeah, right away. It's easy. It's fun. We inviting our audience too. So if you're listening to this, you are invited as well. We'd like to get our audience involved, and it's great to catch up with you as well. And come on out and join us. Meet some of our expert contributors from the radio show. Jay frequently shows up. Jay, you think you're gonna make that one? It's on a Thursday.
Yeah, I should be able to.
Thursday, June 20, 6 o'clock over at the International Plaza Mall, 2223 Northwest Shore Boulevard. Come on out and enjoy some appetizers, food provided. And we also have a drink sponsor now. So we got first 20 people getting a free drink. Come on over to Brio Tuscan Grill. By the way, that's our official restaurant partner in Tampa here, the Consumer Quarterback Show restaurant partner. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Chef Oscar Ramirez, Joey's the general manager. Let him know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take him up on special offers. And you're going to get free appetizers if you show up on the 20th, June 20th, 6 o'clock. So we hope to see you there. Be a good time. All right, a couple of hot listings here now. One of the things we do with our real estate team is we always like to feature our real estate properties live on air, maximizing the exposure, maximizing the profit, helping our sellers sell faster for more money. Maximum exposure, more profit, helping you sell. All right, 140 92nd Avenue, Treasure Island. This one is listed at $849,000, and it's a great opportunity. You're on Treasure Island. You're close to the beach, about a block and a half from the sugar sand beaches, dolphin-filled waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Treasure Island, Pinellas County, 140 92nd Avenue in Treasure Island. You have two units here. One is a one-bedroom, one-bath. The other is two-bedroom, one-bath. And it's turnkey opportunity for you, including all furnishings and contents. Cottage is available there. So you got two cottages, great rental opportunity right here in Pinellas County. We got 18522 Gulf Boulevard. This is one of my favorite listings. It's right on the beach. You're not crossing the road. You are on the beach. You're going by your heated pool. You're heading over to the beach. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,000 square feet, 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Unit F, Indian Shores. Little flavor from Pinellas County today in segment one here. You got an updated kitchen, granite countertops, mosaic backsplash. You got 3 different balconies. You're looking at the intercoastal waterway. You're looking at the beaches there, the dolphin-filled waters of Pinellas County. Great opportunity, and you can short-term rent this property as well. So where are my investors, real estate investors? 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Unit F, Indian Shores. And you can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Jay Smith, the Snoop Dogg's in the house. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, good to be back.
Yeah, man. Good to have you in. And what are you seeing out there? And then, the real estate market's been a little bit softer than normal, but it's still a good time to buy, sell, or invest. And
yeah, things are still moving. I did feel like April and May were a little slow. We've been busy here the last week or two in June, so I'm not going to complain. I actually think it's going to be a great summer. I mean, I think summer could be a little bit better, partially because April and May being down some.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's determined on the rates too, what the Fed does with the rates, and that really helps a lot if they can bring those back down a little bit. But even outside of that, it's still a good time to get into real estate, especially when you think about Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, all the attractions we have, all the value. We hold our value and we appreciate more than 90% of the country does.
Yeah, I mean, we've got lots to do here. I mean, if you got to find something to do here, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because just picking what you're going to do will be an issue.
Especially networking events, too. There's a lot of networking. If you're a business professional out there, man, there's so many different networking events. And I know you're a part of Pro.
Networking, ball games. I mean, it's not that we only have the Rays here, but we got all the farm teams that are, still around.
Right.
AAA teams and all that stuff. So you got those to go to. Concerts galore. I mean, I know I hit a concert when I can. But like you said, networking events, that's you could find something literally every day of the week.
Yeah, you sure could. Now, look, there's when you look at residential versus commercial too, that's an interesting thing to think about. There's been a lot in the news lately about because Fauci was interviewed and COVID and that whole thing's coming back into the scene. But you think about all of the people that were staying home and forced to stay home in a lot of big cities, a lot of the states. But there's a lot of commercial property out there. There's been rumors and a lot of talk about converting that to residential living. Mm-hmm. That's a lot harder to do than people think, right? With the plumbing and some of the floor plans.
Absolutely. I mean, these buildings, they weren't set up to be residents. They were set up to be offices. So it's not like you have full bathrooms and all those kinds of things. And you got, partial bathrooms. So
right.
It's a different animal. Access. Even the outside of the building, how it looks as far as parking, I mean, there's a lot of variables to that I don't think that's that easy. I haven't sat down. It's always been interesting. You see an article once in a while about the malls that have been converted over to residents. And I wonder if they've done anything with the outside. I've always seen pop-up pictures of the inside where they kept a salon and a bookstore and a couple small things, and then the rest of it's like condos.
Right.
So, I mean, it'd be different to look at some of that. I mean, hell, we have a mall going away right here in town.
Yeah,
the West Shore Mall is not going to be here. I don't know how much longer it's even open, but, it's going away.
Be redeveloped. By the way, I don't know if you heard about our project in Gainesville. We have a 92-unit luxury condo now that we are listing and selling, and we've got some contracts flowing on that. And we're about to get, I believe, the commercial part sold, too. That's in the multi-millions where they're on the bottom level. It's kind of mixed-use building, so in the bottom you have restaurants and some retail. But what an awesome opportunity if you're a Florida Gator fan.
Oh, yeah.
And you think about going up there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of great projects going around. Heck, the new Rays Stadium, once that gets underway, I mean, there's a lot of exciting things in the Tampa market or Gainesville.
Yeah, Gainesville too. Yeah, it's only an hour and a half, 2-hour ride away, depending on traffic. And we're talking with Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection. Support the local economy by supporting Jay Smith and our other expert contributors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We take time out of our busy schedules, and they take time out of their schedules to come in and serve the community as a consumer advocate. So, Jay, from a consumer advocate standpoint, when we talk about real estate and that contract that we go into, there's contingencies there for inspections. What do you see come up the majority of the times? What have you seen lately?
I mean, it's still roofing, electrical issues. I mean, that's every house. It's interesting how that just stays in the market. That everything that comes on the market usually has some kind of issues going on.
The resales.
Yep. I mean, it's either unpermitted roofs, which is not the greatest thing to deal with. It makes a sale very difficult to move forward. Or it's even the electrical panels that are just on the bad list and aren't doing well with the insurance companies.
Right. Yeah, they got the electrical boxes because those pose a potential fire hazard.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
When's the last time you've seen or heard of a house burning down because of an issue with the electrical?
I haven't heard one in a while, but I think a lot of this stuff has been taken out. I mean, most of it's gone, but it's interesting, whether it's once a month or twice a month, we still run into those old panels.
Yeah.
And not to say anything, they've been there all this time, but as they're aging, they still have that potential to do something more and more every day, I think.
Right. Talk to me about new construction. When you think about new construction, I know we've talked about it on the show, but there's some really considerations that buyers need to take and be aware of when it comes to buying new construction homes.
Well, I mean, if I was having a new house built today, I would definitely have the pre-drywall inspection done and then the inspection before you do your final walkthrough. So there's 2 inspections you should have done. These superintendents are overloaded. I mean, we did one recently for a builder just a few days ago. And, the superintendent was really nice to us. He's like, some superintendents don't like the third-party inspection coming onto the property. Like, this is just going to be a problem for me. But he's like, no, you're practically giving me a punch-out list, and I get to get it done, move on, sell the house, and go to the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah.
So
that's the right attitude to have.
Yeah, it's nice to have the supers that are like that, but then you do have the super every once in a while. I don't even know why they're doing this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like a pessimistic mindset. Like, like, oh, what are you hiding, right? That's the next question.
Oh, yeah.
What are you hiding?
Pre-drywalls, I've actually found the island walls for the kitchen in the wrong place by a couple of feet before. And it's a whole lot easier to fix at that moment than it is even weeks down the road.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's unbelievable when you think about, the different scenarios. I'm thinking back to one of the builds that I saw. It had like a small window, medium-sized window, large window. We're like, no, make them uniform. It looks so much better. Yeah. Certain things that you just look at, and you have to have that look. And we're talking with Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, a-snoop.com. You can find them online, a-snoop.com. You were about to say something?
No, I mean, it's just the only other thing, when you're looking at new homes, look at the additions they're going to do for you. I mean, but whether it's a little bit nicer cabinets, I think a better cabinet makes for a better home, that you're not going to fight with them, and even finishes a little bit down the road. And then I hate to say it, this part of it, but there's a lot of cosmetic things I think that aren't, matter of the function or the structure from the standpoint of the home inspector, that it's really up to the individual to mark and accept what he will and what he won't. The blue tape walkthrough, and
blue tape,
and you're going to be rolling a lot of blue tape out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a good idea. You were able to kind of walk through as a homeowner and say, hey, here's where we're at. Here's what we're looking for. 4-point issue. Now, here's something that we see sometimes in when a buyer and seller agree to buy a home and purchase a home and agree to a sales contract, a sales price, inspection period, etc. The 4-point issue, the 4-point items that come up, those are going to be most of the time looked at from an insurance perspective.
Yep.
Can you give me some insights in on that?
Well, I think the insurance companies are a little tougher on the new buyer than they are on the current homeowner. I mean, sometimes they're not even asking the current homeowner for a 4-point report. But anything over 20 years old these days, most insurance companies are asking for a 4-point report done on it, including condos. We used to never do these on condos, so there's even more things coming up on condos these days also. And that when you're getting things addressed once you're in contract, it's really the 4-point issues.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's one door that's rubbing the frame, that's not a 4-point issue. It's not going to slow down the process. But if there's a double tap in the electrical panel, now that's an issue. It's got to be remedied so it's clean, and we can send it off to the insurance company.
Yeah, and that's all negotiable. But when you're a seller, I would think it's in a lot of my investors, the flippers that are doing deals with us every month, they even put in the MLS or even in the disclosures that, hey, if there's a 4-point issue that comes up, we will take care of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm doing more and more pre-list 4 points.
Yes.
Whether they're getting an inspection on the entire house to find out every little thing that's wrong, or if they're just wanting to know, is there going to be some 4-point issues that come up that we can head off now so that when we get the contract, it's smooth sailing.
Right. Yeah, 4-point issues should be especially, and again, everything's negotiable, but it should be something that you're, as a seller, hey, I'll stand behind my home.
Yeah, proactive.
Right? Yeah.
You just get it done. And then you don't get that, well, can you fix this? It's done.
Right.
It's like, look, we fixed what needed to be done for the insurance.
Yep.
That's all we're doing. Let's move on to the closing table.
Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspections here in studio. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes, Keller Williams Realty. Coming up next segment, we're going to discuss, too, interesting content in the national news. Elon Musk pay package under scrutiny. It was actually voted down. Elon Musk, the multi-billionaire, going to talk about his pay package and his some of the discussion behind this clip here. Coming up, more with Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection as well. Consumer Quarterback Show online at consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Lindsay Rhymes here with Archer Place in Gainesville, Florida. Our luxury condo community is located only 1.5 miles from the University of Florida, 5 minutes to Shands Medical and Butler Plaza. Our buyers love the high-end luxury amenities in their building, including a state-of-the-art fitness facility equipped with Pelotons, the resort-style temperature-controlled pool accompanied with cabanas and grills, and the gourmet chef's kitchen in our clubhouse that overlooks the pool. We have pre-construction pricing only for a limited time, with floor plans ranging from a 1-bedroom, 1-bath to 2-floor penthouses with plunge pools. Starting in the low 400,000s to the high 900s, investors, parents sending their young adults off to school, medical professionals, business owners, and entrepreneurs alike are investing in these residences. Reach out to us today at 727-263-3707 to get more information.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We got some hot listings here in Tampa Bay. Also in Gainesville, we got a listing, and this one's at 3101 Old Archer Road, Gainesville, Florida. So attention, all of my UF fans, football, basketball, baseball fans, softball fans that are in Gainesville or looking to invest in Gainesville. We've got pre-construction pricing for a limited time, 10% off retail at 3101 Old Archer Road, number 209 in Gainesville, starting from the 400s up to the 900s for the awesome penthouse models there. Floor plans ranging from 1 bed to 2 bath. Also 3 beds, 3 bath. You have two-story penthouses with plunge pools. Now, this is EB5 visa approved as well. It's a mile and a half from the University of Florida, 5 minutes to Shands Medical, Butler Plaza. High-end luxury amenities. We have 92 units available for sale in Gainesville, pre-construction from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I've also got a bar for sale out in Plant City, commercial property. We do sell commercial vacant land and residential properties. This one's at 5402 West US Highway 92 in Plant City. We got a bar for sale, Finish Line Saloon. Great opportunity to own a bar, maybe convert it to a restaurant as well, add some food on there. Zoning is commercial general. You have a turnkey bar. COP license means you can sell the packaged liquors as well as host events and parties off location. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Jay, let's talk a little Elon Musk. I know it's kind of in the news lately. Elon Musk has a pay package that's voted down. Kind of interesting to hear some of these national news stories and this one's relating to Tesla.
Elon Musk is mad at one of Tesla's biggest investors for saying it's voting against his pay package. So now you guys got to keep this in mind. He negotiated this in February of 2018 is when he negotiated this, and they're still not willing to pay him the $56 billion that's owed to him. Let me read it to you. The California Public Employee Retirement System, CalPERS, CEO Marcy Frost stated that the funds plan to vote against Musk's $55 billion pay package, arguing we do not believe that the compensation is to commensurate with the performance of the company. Musk responded, criticizing CalPERS on social media, saying CalPERS is breaking their word.
Well, I think they have a signed contract, I believe.
I mean, his contract is a contract, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's all based on stocks. It's based on the stock options. He took the stock from like whatever number to this huge number.
Yeah, whatever's met. You know, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know how they can argue. It just sounds like, I don't know.
That's California for you, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think has he moved almost everything out? I know they still have manufacturing in California, but did they move the main offices for Tesla out?
I'm not sure, but I heard that he did. SpaceX too, SpaceX.
Which can't blame them. I mean, unfortunately, California is such a beautiful state, but
yeah,
it's just a different animal.
It's like how much can you take? With the taxation, with the homelessness and the crime.
I mean, I know a lot of them a lot of Californians moved to Arizona and Nevada and even Colorado.
Idaho.
But I've done several here in Florida also that they've moved out of California.
Yeah.
I mean, I met a lady a few years ago that she just had a small house up in Pasco County and just needed the insurance reports done. She'd been there for a year, and she was telling me, "Oh yeah, I lived in California before this. I just bought this a year ago, and I lived in a house this size with like 6 other people."
Wow. Yeah, exactly.
But now I'm by myself and I'm happy. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I don't get it. I mean, that's a tough way to live.
You talk about bang for your buck, man.
Yeah.
You know, getting a lot more bang for your buck in Florida and Pasco County, Highlands County, Citrus County.
Yeah,
some of those
I'm
areas.
looking towards citrus down the road.
Right.
I mean, it's not yet, but definitely it's on my radar.
Yeah, you get a lot more land, more bang for your buck, dollar per square foot, the further north you go.
Little space.
A lot of people have done it. A lot of people have sold in Pinellas County. You were mentioning Pinellas County earlier, too. Pinellas County is one of the most densely populated counties in the state or even the southeast, I think, if I recall.
It's the most densely in the state, has been for many years, and it's interesting to watch every single empty lot have something built on it.
Yeah.
And then hearing, talking to investors, and they're like, hey, if you've got something for sale and you own the lot, we'll buy your house and the lot all together and, build on the lot. They're filling every spot. I mean,
speaking of
crazy.
that, a lot of these hedge fund buyers, these buyers, or even just private investors, these people that'll send letters to homeowners and, we'll pay cash and we'll do this and that. What has been your experience when you hear about those stories and you talk to those people? Because a lot of times it doesn't end up being what they actually bill it as, or at least in their letter.
I haven't found any of them to be a positive. I mean, if you want to pay money for a convenience, basically take less money for your home to do that, have at it. But I mean, realize that you're paying for it one way or another.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and what happens is too is they'll bait and switch.
Yeah,
they'll say, hey, then they'll do their inspection. They'll offer you X amount of dollars, whatever you, or maybe advertising an ad or something like that. They'll try to build rapport. They'll want to be your friend and come over and talk to you. Oh, you got a dog? I got a dog. They're going to do that whole thing, and then the inspections are going to come back, and then they're going to drop that price by X number or large percent. And that's the game they play. That's the game a lot of these investors, they want to tie you up.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, the thing to look also for, Jay, is that box where you check the box that says assignable. Yeah. Because now they can flip the contract without even closing on the home.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And that's a weird thought, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
That they're never even in possession of it. It just changes in a minute.
And you know what else they'll do is they'll take that contract that they has as is, and they'll put your home as on the MLS as a for sale, which is they shouldn't be doing that. That's not legal. They're not the rightful owner. You have to be the owner to put it on MLS. But they'll forge documents and they'll say somebody signed for this and they said I could do that. But yeah, so be careful for a lot of those wholesaler flipper types out there, folks. But we got cash buyers. If you want a cash offer, we can get you a cash offer. If you want to talk to Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection, get your inspections done. Reach out 727-263-3707. Call or text the show hotline. We'd love to talk to you. It really makes our day when we have those conversations. 727-263-3707. Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection, online at a-snoop.com. You were about to say something, Jay?
Well, you can give us a call at 813-345-2600. But, I mean, to go back on some of these investors, there are occasions where it's a positive. I mean, it could be a death and they're just ready to move on, and it's not worth the headaches. Yep. And losing a little bit of money is not that big a deal, that they would rather just move on. So there are situations for it.
Death, divorce, bankruptcy, out-of-state owners,
There's
tax
a whole
sales.
list.
There's a whole list, exactly. And that's exactly when you want to do that if there's a situation like that. We can also do that for you, too. We can get you cash offers. Final thought, 30 seconds.
Well, the back to the other part of it is if you just don't want the headache, find the right realtor. Yeah. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I mean, we're not all built the same. You just got to find the realtor that's going to work best with you to get your house sold.
Yep, that's right. Personality types, the different profiles, personality profiles. Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, a-snoop.com, online at a-snoop.com. Thanks for coming in, Jay.
Absolutely.
All right, coming back, we got a feel-good story coming up here. How one man stumbled upon complete dinosaur skeleton now set to earn millions at auction. Also coming up, Natacha Sanderson, staged to Sell Tampa Bay, interior design. We're going to talk about real estate and more coming up. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show.
All right, we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show. We're powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. My wife, Lindsay, and I own a top 100 ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, helping our sellers sell faster for more money, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of their real estate properties. We do that by featuring our listings on air. Before we do, quick shout out to our friends at Heights Soft Wash, pressure washing company here in Tampa Bay. Say hello to Ramin and his team. HeightsSoftWash.com. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. They do residential, commercial pressure washing in Tampa Bay. HeightsSoftWash.com. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives. All right, a couple of hot listings here. We always like to feature our properties on air. The strategy helps our sellers sell faster for more money. We got a property at 6101 Bayside Drive, Newport Richey. This is a beautiful waterfront home, single-family home, access to the Gulf of Mexico. 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3852 square feet, quarter-acre lot, lush palm trees right here in Tampa Bay. Hurricane-grade windows and doors. You have a lot of upgrades and updates here. 6101 Bayside Drive, Newport Richey, Florida. Private boat dock. Bring your boat, bring your jet skis. Enjoy that Florida lifestyle living to the fullest right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Gulf Harbors is the community. 5642 Egret's Place, Newport Richey. These two homes are right around the corner from each other, about 5 minutes apart. This one on Egret's Place, another beautiful listing from the Platinum MVP team. 3 bedroom, 3.5 bath, almost 3,000 square feet, quarter-acre lot. You have a heated pool with a waterfall feature, fenced-in backyard, beautiful pavers surrounding the pool, as well as a water view across the street. Updated stainless steel appliances, granite countertops, wood cabinetry, and more at 5642 Egret's Place, Newport Richey, Florida. And you can see all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com. That's platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we have Natacha Sanderson making her debut in studio with us, Consumer Quarterback Show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Staged to Sell Tampa Bay. Tell us a little bit more about your company.
We do a little bit of everything. We do from interior design, design consultations, to Airbnb, short-term rental, design, installations. We can take a home that is in pretty bad shape and turn it into a jewel of a home and help you sell it for more.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm curious about the short-term rental because that is such a big part of the market these days. People really like to do the short-term rentals.
Oh, it's a hot topic here in Tampa, and there's so many pockets of the areas that you can actually have short-term rentals. So it's definitely something you have to investigate and do your due diligence before you can just think that you can put it on the market as a short-term rental home.
Yeah, making assumptions can cost you a lot of money. That can be a very costly mistake if you assume and buy a property assuming that you're going to do that. So what exactly do you do for these owners that are doing the short-term rentals?
We like to stop the scroll. Everybody's in the scroll mentality, so we like to stop the scroll. So we add a lot of color, not necessarily something that you would put in your own home that you live in, but something that you would want to do an Instagram-worthy, picture with.
I like that. Yeah, stop the scroll. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool terminology. So yeah, when people are looking, they're just flowing through, kind of seeing something to jump out at them. So you're doing that with your interior design work?
Absolutely. We like to do that, but we don't do that in everybody's homes. We do that in the short-term rentals.
Got it.
So our big item that we like to do for a lot of clients is Nerf gun walls.
Say again?
A Nerf gun wall.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
We will put up to 200 guns on a wall.
I like
The cleaning crew and the turnover crew don't necessarily like us, but it's definitely a hot topic for a lot of guests when they see a Nerf gun wall, and
That's
they can
fun.
choose from a variety of Nerf guns.
Yeah, they're thinking
collateral
fun.
damage after the battle.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, lots of
Clean up.
Nerf bullets.
Yeah, I
Nerf
like it.
bullets floating around and everything.
I'm
yeah,
in.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
But for a home that's an 8-bedroom home, you can have a lot of Nerf gun wars.
Yeah, exactly. Come find me.
Strategically, it's tactical. Yeah, it's a good setup. Eight
Yeah,
home. Yeah, I like
up
it.
and down the stairs, the backyard.
Yeah.
We can set up all the Nerf cartons and everything that
Yeah.
you can
We'll go
dive
check this out after the
behind.
show. We're gonna have to go check one out.
Yeah, we will. We will. I'm thinking like my 28-month-old baby boy Brady. He's just now getting into hide and seek, and he just loves the thrill of being sought. And he'll just run and jump in the most obvious place. I'm like, we'll work on this hiding thing. But with that, the kids are going to have a lot of fun hiding out in that house, right?
Oh yeah, and we provide the goggles. So
Okay.
the glasses and the goggles are always a safety measure.
There
but
you go.
We definitely have all of that too, and we have targets.
Cool.
We'll do laser guns in some houses.
Love it.
I'm not encouraging guns here, but I'm encouraging fun.
That's okay. I encourage the guns.
We do.
Yeah. We'll do that
Good.
for you. So we're talking with Natacha Sanderson, and she is the owner of Stage to Sell Tampa Bay. So if you're looking to sell a property, the primary idea is when you're staging a home, especially with me, I make sales calls. I got a clip I'm going to play here about sales because I like to talk to my salespeople out there, fellow realtors, mortgage and real estate title folks out there. When you think about sales, you're looking at a vacant home and there's just blank floors. You got the blank slate there, but that's primary where your business, you're working with realtors as well. Is that correct?
We work with realtors, homeowners, flippers, family members. We work with a little bit of everything.
And ideally, that's probably the best to be able to be like a before and after for you, right? If it's a vacant property and it's an expired listing, when I'm making those sales calls, it's an expired listing. It's been on the market 6 months, or a canceled listing. They canceled after a couple of months because the realtor wasn't following through with what they said they would. That is probably like a perfect example for you, though, right? To come in and show, hey, we're going to add furniture. We're going to add some pop of color here. Talk to me through that.
Well, it's funny that you say that, but actually the occupied homes have a little bit more bang for the buck because we can walk in and where the staging psychology is when you first walk into a room. Where's your angle of your photo? Where's your photo coming from? Where is the first point of view of somebody walking into the home? Where is it? And once you figure that out, you got to reset the room. So you go ahead and you start rearranging their furniture, start removing some of their extra tchotchkes that they may have laying around, and you just give them a whole different look. And it it makes them feel really excited about their home, and they have like sentimental dreams of maybe not wanting to sell the home at that point, or they get excited because now they love their home in a different view.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Now, you brought a guest with you. I want to let you introduce Lola here, our guest sitting to your right.
Yeah, I have Lola Coursey here with me for the summer. She's my design assistant. She's actually more than that, but that's a good title to start with. She is helping me for the summer with everything. We just had a big warehouse move, and she's been helping with that as well.
She's the muscle.
Very cool.
Nice.
All right, there you go. Tell us a little bit more about what you do, Lola.
So I've been kind of getting a lot of experience with seeing what goes into staging, because before I'm like a student, a nursing student right now, so I have no idea about any of this stuff, so I've kind of been diving in head first, and I've gotten a lot of experience just putting together furniture. I didn't really know how much time kind of went into all that stuff, and then the difference it can make even rearranging a couple pillows and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, adding value to the home and adding, just that differentiation. I love stop the scroll. I'm going to go back to that. I love that. Because people are scrolling today, right? I mean, let's face it.
That's all we do. We scroll and we swipe.
There's competitive. Right? It's competitive, too. When you look at these listings, you look at properties. I mean, I've got $1 million listings that, in a market 6 months or let's say 18 months ago would be selling quickly.
Right.
Now we got to work twice as hard to make those same sales.
Yeah.
So what tips would you have for us in that idea?
So when you enter a room, where's your photograph coming from? That's the very first tip I would give you. Soften the room, so soften the floors. Everybody likes their homes to have nothing on them. Bare wood floors, bare tile, whatnot. Put a carpet down there. It makes it softer. Pillows make a huge difference. A throw, if your dog likes to chew the end of the corner of the couch, or they like to rub their body and they get their oils and whatnot, just throw a throw over it so people don't see the grossness. But I think where the most important part of a home to stage is actually your front door.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You've got 10 seconds to capture the attention of your buyer. So
Right.
if they're standing at the door ringing your doorbell and they see cobwebs or mud dubbers or just fingerprints, or the door track is half chewed up from, whatever, our shoes kicking it.
Yeah.
That's the first place that we all need to touch up. We need to make sure that that's clean, because if your buyers are standing there and they see it's gross,
Yeah.
they don't want to go in.
Yeah, absolutely. That first impression, that's definitely something there. We're talking with Natacha Sanderson here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Stage to Sell Tampa Bay, and Lola Coursey as well in studio with us here. And I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We're talking a lot about real estate in this segment. And real estate, a large part of real estate comes down to the sales process. And I came across this clip. I'm always learning. I'm always bringing in new information, and especially these days with podcasts and videos, you can hear a lot. But here's a real estate coach with his idea around growing sales. And this is, again, a shout out to my fellow realtor friends out there listening and people in sales.
You went from 25 contacts to just say 31 contacts on average per day. And is that 5 days a week or 6 days a week?
That's 6 days a week, and it was just that small intentional shift.
Yep.
Take it up front and run with it.
A little backstory on this guy, too. He's being interviewed on stage at a real estate meeting. He closed 115 deals, 110 deals previous year for around $35 million in volume. And he's asking him, in a down market, what did you do? How did you grow that? Were you able to increase your business in a little bit of a softer market?
It worked out great.
So you were able to maintain and obviously do more by just tweaking the contacts, which is not surprising because that's what we talked about in the fall of 22 when we did the business plan. Of course, at the summit last year, I said on this stage in Orlando, if everyone would just increase their average contacts per day by 30%, they're going to be just fine.
There you go. So if you're in sales and you're going into a soft market, you're going into a shifting market, and we saw what happened with interest rates. We saw what happened with the days on market increasing and price reductions happening. So what you have to do as a salesperson is increase your volume, increase your touches. And that could be, especially on the real estate side, we're talking to expired listings, people that tried to sell but didn't. They couldn't sell for whatever reason. A lot of times it's price or condition. It's really two things. It's price and condition. Is what it comes down to. Canceled listings, very similar. A lot of times with canceled listings, they are in a position where they're frustrated with their agent. Maybe they overpromised and underdelivered. And then you have a third category called for sale by owners, the FSBOs. So those are the folks that want to try to save commission. They're thinking, hey, I can do this on my own. And we come in and we kind of educate and say, hey, here's things that we do. Here's how you're limiting your buyer pool. And then also database. Database is huge in real estate, especially through the Keller Williams model, the millionaire real estate agent model. It's, Keller Williams, Gary Keller wrote that book years ago. So Natacha, any thoughts on that or, on the real estate side? Kind of similar in your business, I would think, with reaching out to realtors, right?
Well, it's funny. We don't actually reach out to anybody. We have all word of mouth business. That's how we've grown organically. But what I like to do is I like to walk into a house and tell people how much money they're leaving on the table.
Yeah.
There's little touches that you can actually do to your home to prepare it for sale that don't cost you a ton of money.
Yes.
And in the end, if it can save you some money or earn you some more money, then it's worth it.
Yeah, so Natacha Sanderson here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Stage to Sell Tampa Bay. What would you say then right now is kind of what's hot, what's not, what's in, what's out?
Gray is going out, so stop remodeling your homes in gray, please.
Get rid of the gray. Now, is that for the paint on the walls, paint?
I would say more on the flooring. A lot of the walls is still fine, but gray in the flooring is kind of an out thing.
Yeah, exactly. And the Uba Tuba, that's kind of gone, right? That's the thing of the past. That granite.
What is the Uba Tuba?
The granite, it's the granite has the black with it has like the black with the brown mixed in there.
Yes.
You remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah, it was everywhere back 10, 15 years ago.
I'm a fan of granite, but let's pick less busy patterns maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk more with Stage to Sell Tampa Bay, Natacha Sanderson and Lola Coursey on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Plus, we have our feel-good story of the day, our positivity injection in your day. There's so much negativity out there. We like to tell you something good, something interesting, something fun in a lot of cases. So find out how one man stumbled upon complete dinosaur skeleton now set to earn millions at auction. Coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Lindsay Rhymes here. My husband Brandon and I own the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. and our team of seasoned agents is ready to help you buy, sell, invest, and love the life you live here in Tampa Bay. Communication, execution, customer service, and bulletproofing transactions are really where our team shines. We service Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus counties, and we have seasoned agents in residential, luxury land, and commercial divisions. Reach out to us, your Christian realtors, and let us help empower you with the right knowledge to make smart decisions with your next transaction. Call us at 727-263-3707 today. Again, that number is 727-263-3707.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1 at CQB Show, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, of course, Consumer Quarterback Show. We got a couple of hot listings, and we're going to go back into this content with Natacha, Sanderson, and Lola Coursey, staged to Sell Tampa Bay, coming up here. Also, our feel-good story, how this man stumbled upon a complete dinosaur skeleton now set to earn millions at auction. The feel-good story coming up here as well. Before we do, 1919 West Lemon. We got a property on Lemon right here in Tampa Bay. We got a motivated seller. This one's 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It's a bungalow in North Hyde Park. 1,400 square feet, warm living space, gleaming hardwood floors, tankless water heater for efficiency. You're close to UT, downtown, Soho as well. A great opportunity to own real estate right here in Tampa Bay, close to Bucks Stadium, Ray J, Tampa International Airport as well. 1919 West Lemon Street, Tampa, one of our properties in Hyde Park, Florida. Beautiful property right here in Tampa Bay. We've got a property at 4809 Portland Manor Drive, Newport Richey. Back to Pasco County here for you. Portland Manor Drive, Newport Richey. This one is 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1912 square feet, 55-plus community of Heritage Lakes. You have a front porch that has a swing there, so you can do some front porch sitting. You have hardwood floors flooded with natural light. Large breakfast nook, a lot of natural light coming through this home. 2-car garage, beautiful home right here in Newport Richey. 4809 Portland Manor Drive. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Check out platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, here's our feel-good story.
Tell me something good.
All right, every day we tell you something good here on the Quarterback Show. So this is our feel-good story about a dinosaur. This gentleman found a dinosaur. His name's Jason Cooper, in a fossil hunt. He's a fossil hunter. So when his 45th birthday rolled around, a friend asked him, what he wanted to do. I was looking. So he says, "Hey, he lives in a 100-acre home atop Colorado's Morrison Formation." Cooper has dug up plenty of dinosaurs before. So the BBC aptly describes the Morrison Formation as being to dinosaurs what California was to nuggets of gold in the mid-19th century. So he's looking around. He says, "Oh my gosh!" He turns around to turn him out to be a great birthday. He saw spikes of a tail sticking out of the couple big plates on his back. He could tell that it was curled up. And he said he discovered that 3/4 complete skeleton of an adult male Stegosaurus. Standing, it goes into how tall it was, 11.5 feet tall, stretching 27 meters from the top. Also, it goes into the predicted price that it's going to sell for. So if you're ready for this, $4 to $6 million is what is expected to go for at auction. Cooper's donated many fossils, and he's going to be earning around $4 to $6 million when it goes for auction. So, feel good story of the day. You go a little vacation out there and see if you can find some dinosaurs out in Colorado's Morrison Formation. So pretty cool. I'll hold this up for the audience there in case you want to see the guy. He was digging for dinosaurs out there. So pretty cool story. Feel good story of the day. All right, let's go back to our in-studio guest here, Natacha Sanderson, staged to Sell Tampa Bay. What else are you thinking about when you look at, and we're the Consumer Quarterback Show because we're always wanting to give consumer tips out there. So what are some of your biggest thoughts around consumer advocacy when it comes to design and staging properties?
So I think the biggest thing is to make sure underneath your kitchen cabinets, so your male buyers are always going to look under the sink.
Oh, there you go.
So make sure that under the sink is clean, not moldy. I know that sometimes drip happens. Yep. Just make sure it's cleaned up.
Hashtag drip happens.
Drip happens. There you go.
Closets should always be half full because you want your buyer to think that all of their things can fit in the home too. Yep. So everybody goes and hides things. Unhide for your buyers because they're going to be looking.
Yeah, get it out of there. Even if you have to get a separate storage place, minimize, right? Minimize,
move it to the garage, put it under the bed, get creative, maybe move to the attic.
Yep.
But definitely don't go to the closet.
Yeah, because you have this complete industry out there. It's funny because I do a lot of commercial business too, and I've done some deals where the buyer is a developer, and he says, we get in the conversation, what do you want to build here? What do you want to do? And they're doing self-storage. Americans, we cannot find enough storage. We have more junk that we need to store, right?
And homes don't have enough storage space.
Yeah.
They really, truly don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, you can have this enormous 5,000 square foot home, and there's only one little closet.
Yeah.
It's like 24 inches wide, 24 inches deep, 7 or 8 feet tall. But you can't even put your vacuum in there and all your wrapping paper.
And let me ask you this, Alex. Do you have a junk drawer? I know at our house we have a junk drawer. Now, if you want to find paper clips, if you want to find chargers to things that you don't know where they go, if you want to find instructions to whatever widget you bought last month, and so that's what our junk drawer looks like. I think every home has a junk drawer.
I think there's like 9 of those.
Yeah.
There's like one silverware, one utensil, and the rest are junk.
Yeah. Definitely have a junk drawer. I'll probably one up you and say I have a little stash areas. There's like certain things like mail. Mail's going to go over here.
Yeah.
And then tools, they look pretty good sitting over here. And then like whatever you don't know what to do with at the moment, that's where you drop it in the drawer.
Yeah. Batteries, just all kinds of stuff at the bottom of that thing. You try to be organized, but at some point it's just throw it in there and we'll move on to the next project.
But you never go back to it, right? So I'll fix it later. It's like for some reason there's some vortex that we just never go back to.
Later comes and goes, and we just keep making that pile bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Well, I had a friend come over. Oh, do you have a charger for this? Whatever phone. He had a different type of phone. Check in there.
Let me check the drawer. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. All right, a couple minutes left. Final thought here. I want to go back and get your final thoughts. Top tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Natacha.
Light bulbs. Light bulbs in your house should all be the same warmth.
Okay.
Same color.
Uniformity.
Yes. Make sure, or you can get the new modern one where you can click the button and it turns all different colors. Yeah.
Oh, I like
but
that.
make sure that your lights are all the same. So your bathroom vanity lights should all be the same color. Your
makes such a difference in each room too. That it could change the vibe completely.
Completely. Yeah.
I like that. I like to be able to soften the lights too with the. Forgot the word
dimmer.
The dimmer.
Yeah, the dimmer.
Yeah.
Lola, final thought. Nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom, things to do, things to avoid. What do you think when you think about interior design, home staging? What comes to mind?
I think just like I have no idea.
Okay, back to you. We'll put you on the spot there. So, how do you want people to connect with you, Natacha? Where's your coordinates? Where's your phone number, etc.? Instagram.
Text us at 813-784-3389. That's the best way to get a hold of us. I am a single mom to 3 kids, and so calling me is sometimes a little bit difficult, but texting is usually a little bit better. If not, I hand the phone over to Miss Lola, and she takes care of it for me as well.
There you go, 784-3389.
3389.
And that is a Tampa number?
That is the Tampa number.
813-784-3389. You can also reach out to the show hotline, of course. And if you go to consumerqb.com, you'll find Natasha's information on our website, as all of our other expert contributors as well, online at consumerqb.com. Thanks for coming in, Natacha.
Thanks for having us.
And we want to thank you for hanging out with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, supporting the show. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback,